Hello and welcome to this week's Confidence Mastery podcast episode. Today we are joined by Lou, the exercise engineer. I'm very, very, very excited to speak with you. I mean, I'm always excited to speak with anyone, but welcome and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
Even though it's 6 a.m. here, that's fine.
Do you know what? I couldn't do this at 6 a.m. I am incapable of speech before about 11, which is why I train in the morning. And I've got music in, don't talk to me, go fuck yourself face on. And then in the afternoon, I'm fine. So it being nearly 10 p.m. is great for me. But yes, thank you for being up early and sharing with us. Could you just give the listeners a little bit of an insight into you, what you do, and then we'll just have an amazing conversation.
Yes. Okay. So back in London, I was a full-time site engineer and I wanted to be able to help people in terms of fitness and fat loss as well. So I started my online fitness business probably 2 years ago now. And since I've been helping girls just feel their best, exercise because they love their bodies, not because they hate it, because I had quite a stint of binge eating and restricting and tried literally every single diet under the sun. Like at one point, I think one of them was literally eat chicken and tomatoes all day. So I literally ate a whole chicken and tomatoes for 2 days straight. And I was like,
I have actually eaten a full chicken in a day, actually.
Yeah. I mean, easily done now that we've both been on bulks. But at the time, that wasn't normal. So it's just empowering women to feel their best and also like exercise at home. Like you don't have to go to the gym, which might be contrary to what you always say, but I have literally done all of my home workouts from home with 1 or 2 kettlebells. That is all you need to feel your best and build some muscle. Like you can build muscle at home. You don't need a full-blown gym. You literally need 1 kettlebell, and it's showing people and exposing them to that you can do it and believing that you can do it. And that's why it links so well with this confidence podcast, because it's believing that you can do it where you get like, that's halfway there. And then the rest comes with a bit of determination and dedication as well.
And discipline.
And discipline.
I completely agree with you. Not everybody needs the gym. Like you don't need to go and do what I do in the gym in order to be healthy and to be confident. I believe that you should do something that you enjoy.
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. Move your body in a way that feels good, that makes you feel amazing. And if you enjoy it, you're more likely to sustain it long term. So that is how people end up with such good results from these home workouts, because you enjoy it so much more, even though you're not lifting as heavy, because you can sustain it for longer, which means it's impacting the whole lifestyle as opposed to just a 2 or 3 week diet where you hit the gym, you go every day anywhere, and then you burn out and then you never go back. Whereas I do love the gym sometimes, and it's right for the right clientele, but that's the sort of niche that I go for. Like if you hit the gym, I'm your gal.
Yeah. And I love this because I love the gym. That's my space. And a lot of women don't like the gym, and you like running and I hate running.
Yeah, exactly right. It's all about choosing what you like. And I think that's why when it comes down to like more one-to-one coaching, it's working out what you want as the client, and the coach is there to support you and help you around that.
Yeah. So what got you into wanting to help women specifically?
I think just because I struggled for so many years, not understanding like how to lose fat and how to feel confident in my body. Like I used to do spin classes back to back, like literally back to back. Spin classes on their own are hard. I used to try and do it back to back to try and like sweat my fat off, because that's how I thought it worked. So over lockdown, that's when I like got exposed to home workouts. I thought there was no way I'd be able to motivate myself at home, because I needed like that, you know, when classes they're like you book in and then you can't cancel, otherwise it's going to charge you. I thought I needed that as motivation, whereas I really didn't. And it turns out like I can get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and do a workout before work, because that's the time I used to have to get up when I was a site engineer. So at the moment, I'm actually on a 1-year sabbatical, and I've decided to move to Australia for a year on my own. Quite daunting, but I just thought it's the right time for me because the job that I was on was coming to an end. I really wanted to push my online fitness business, and I'm just so excited to see where this can get me. So I've got a year, and I'm literally just working as hard as I can in this year to try and build up the same salary as what my engineering was.
I love that.
Yeah, it's scary, but I feel like I can help more people from here as well, which is bizarre because the time change isn't great, but it's the right space for me at the moment. And
People see you differently when you do things like this. Like the amount of people that say to me, I wish I could move abroad. You're so brave. Like, but like we said before we started recording, it wasn't something I ever thought about. I hated my life. So I quit my job and got on a plane and went to Magaluf. And I did 4 years of that. And now life's very, very different. And people do see you differently because when you're somewhere that's inspiring, like you show pictures of the beach and the different kind of lifestyle, and you demonstrate that there is another way to do things, people will see you differently and they will admire you more and see more inspiration in that because you're not doing the normal thing.
Yeah, I've had so many messages. Like I've only been here, this is my 7th day. I've just woken up into my 7th day, and I've had so many like ridiculous amounts of messages saying, oh my God, you're so inspiring. Like you're so, like you said, so brave. Like, how are you doing this? Or like, I think someone actually did say as well about confidence. They were like, how are you that confident? Because I posted on my story the other day that I went up to a group of strangers and asked them what they were doing. So they were like running down into the beach, like down into the sea, doing 10 press-ups, squats, and bicycle crunches, and then running back. And I asked them what they were doing because I was intrigued, and I was like, oh, could I join in next week? And they were like, oh no, just come join in now. And like they were like, yeah, come on. So I joined in. They did that 30 times, that run into the sea.
Oh my God.
I was knackered. I was like, oh my God, I'm fit, but this is hard. But anyway, like they've literally just opened their arms and just embraced me into their little like community. And I'm going twice a week with them now. I go down into that, and someone messaged me off the back of that story saying, I wish I had your confidence to do that. Like so many people just wouldn't approach strangers, and it's not necessarily a confidence. It's just going after what you want. Like if you want to be part of a club, you've just got to go for it and realize like they were all so lovely. Like they looked scary because they all had loads of muscles. Like one of the guys was jacked. I was like, whoa. And he was the friendliest one. He was there high-fiving everyone, and then he bought us all coffee at the end.
What? So people are
just,
so much nicer than we give them credit for.
yeah, 100%. Like, well, a lot of people say this about me as well, because sometimes if I'm in work mode, I will walk around with like a face like a slapped ass, and it's like resting bitch face mode. And then the minute they start speaking to me, I'm like this, and I'm smiling and bubbly, and they're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. So, well, don't catch me in my work mode then.
I said something the other day. I saw a post. Someone had said, how do you approach a woman that's so beautiful she's intimidating? And I said, no one's intimidating. You're intimidated, and there's a difference. And I always say
100%.
to people, smile at strangers, talk to strangers, because one, you never know what's going on in their life, and that conversation you have with them might actually help cheer them up. You don't know what shit's going on behind the scene, and you might actually just make some friends.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I always say try and compliment one stranger a week. Like it used to be a day, but that got quite intense. So my minimum is once a week, a complete stranger, compliment them on something, and it doesn't, it's not a forced compliment, but you know, like when you're walking down the street and you think, oh, I really like her outfit, tell her. Or like,
I do that to people too.
yeah,
And
maybe
I actually did
will
an
make
episode.
a bad day.
Yeah, I actually
It-
did an episode on the gift of a compliment. So you imagine I give you a gift and you open it and you throw it away. How's that going to make me feel? If I give you a
oh,
compliment, it's a gift. And you should just accept it and say thank you. And so many
yeah,
people, they don't see the compliment as a gift. Like they can get embarrassed or feel the need to justify something. But as soon as I realized this and just went, thank you, I became so much more grateful and started complimenting more people. I walked out the lift in Vegas just recently, and this lady just went, "That's so cute. I love your outfit." I was like, "Thank you."
yeah.
And like I had
Oh,
on a sparkly green bikini and shorts, and yeah, it was lovely. So I totally agree with you there. Do compliment
yeah,
strangers because you just make people's day.
yeah, it will really make their day. And again, that come down to the like the confidence thing as well. Like one person I complimented was clearly like on a date. And then I walked away feeling like you feel good for giving that compliment as well, because you see how they react. And even like the lad on the date, like looked her up and down, and then he smiled as well. And it was like, it was just, it was a magical moment. It really was.
I love that. I absolutely love that. What do you think gives you your confidence to approach strangers? Because I think this is something that a lot of the listeners will be helped by because they are afraid of approaching people they don't know.
I just, I think growing up, I was one of three. So that's like, I've always been quite chatty and out there anyway. I think always seeing my mum, she's one to talk to strangers all the time. So I think I've just been exposed to it for such a long time because she can't deal with silence. So even like on public transport, especially at airports, I feel like
Mm.
you have like bond with people at airports. That's good to talk to people. But like she will just always just talk to strangers, and like even if you're in like a queue for something, like yesterday I spoke to a complete stranger in the queue. We were discussing the ice cream flavors as we were like, which one are you going to get? And I think just tiny little conversations like that, if you
Mm.
want to get better at approaching people, if that's more like a date scene, just start small and start by just talking to people in queues for stuff, things that don't, there's no pressure on it whatsoever, and then build it up a little bit more. So the other day at the outdoor gym, there was a guy doing muscle ups really easily and like loads of calisthenics and like holding his body up. And in his break, I just went over to him and said, "That's really impressive. Where do you even start in terms of learning that sort of thing?" And he gave me like a full blown session of how to do a muscle up for 20 minutes. I was like literally like a little one-to-one session. And I didn't expect that. And it's just so nice. You don't know. I think the way when I know I'm approaching someone, it's usually to compliment them, or not because I'm hitting on them at all. I was literally just saying to him, "That's really impressive." And then sort of like, "Can you give me a few pointers?" Not, "Can you give me a full-blown lesson?" But you don't know what you're going to get out of some, like they might give you so much more. So I would never be afraid to approach people. Like every experience that I've had here, I've not been batted down once. And even if they are, it might be because they're having a bad day, but just don't let it get to you.
Mm.
But I've very, very rarely experienced someone batting a compliment away or rejecting the conversation. Like, but I
That's
don't know
good.
if that's because I'm out here in Australia and there's a lot of people out here on their own as well. So they're happy for people to approach them. I think if you're in London, would it be
Yeah, it's
different?
not as easy.
It's not as easy in London. But
No.
then
See,
you can say that,
I'm
maybe
from
that's
London,
still
but
like
I
friendly.
am friendly. I don't know where I get it from
You're
London.
so friendly, yeah. I don't know. So I'd guess just if you did want to improve on approaching people, start small. But I think I'd say that with everything, like with running, start small.
Yeah.
Like don't set yourself up for a 10K as your first run. Don't put pressure on it. Literally go for 2 kilometers. Find your nearest, like your favorite walking route, and then just run it. And then go a little bit further next time, and then a little bit further next time. So it's just all about building up to it, I guess.
You can't run a marathon in one go if you haven't built it up. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty sure I could run a marathon. I would just hate every second of it.
It'd be brutal, yeah. My brother last year did 60K for November. He was raising money. And he hadn't trained at all. Like, he's a fit guy. Like, he'll go, like, he can run and he goes to the gym most days, but he hadn't trained properly, like, at all, running wise. He attempted it and pulled both of his hamstrings after like kilometer 20, but he finished it, but he couldn't walk for a week after. So it's, can you do it? Probably yes. But would I recommend training for something like that? Absolutely. Like, it's
training your
doable.
brain as well, isn't it? It's,
oh my God, running is such a mindset thing, and probably most exercise as well, but running more especially. Like, when I was doing the London Marathon this year, it was hard work, because it was raining when we started. Like, I've never set off on a run already wet. I don't mind if it starts raining once I've started, because it'll cool you down, but starting wet is not the one. It is not fun at all. But I just remember thinking halfway through, Louise, just keep going, just keep pushing, because if you stop or if you slow down, it's only going to take you longer to the finish line. And I think that's the sort of mindset you need, that it's just like, just keep pushing and it'll be over quicker. But honestly, like, it sounds brutal, like that was a hard race. That was really difficult. But when it comes to other like different types of running, like it is all about building it up. And yeah, 100% your mindset. Tell yourself that you can do it, and you're halfway there already. Isn't it like David Goggins that says, when you hit the brick wall when you're running, you're only at 40% of your body's capacity? It's your brain that's telling you to stop.
Yep.
Yeah, because your
There's
brain,
so much more in you.
what the hell's happening? Like, we're gonna starve soon or anything like that. Your brain is literally like, stop, stop, stop. Your body is more than capable of doing those things. Apart from my brother running 60K and pulling both of his hamstrings. That's a bad example. But
On
his
my,
mindset.
it is the mindset. And on my last year's December running challenge that I do every year, even though I despise running, like, my foot was in agony for about a week. And I'm like, where has this come from? What's happened? And then it occurred to me that maybe I should put some ice on it. And then 2 days later, it was fine. So I'm hobbling through this run every day. I'm just going swearing like fucking no one's problem, out loud as well. And I'm like, why do people do this?
For fun. No, but I used to hate running as well. I used to hate it. I struggled doing 3 kilometers. So it is like, it's possible to learn to love it as well.
To learn to love it. So I don't think I'm ever going to learn to love it. The first year I did this challenge, I was doing 5K in 26, 27 minutes. And being that I don't run and I hate cardio, I thought that's decent. I'm hoping this year I won't have any injuries, so I can just get it done faster.
Get it over with. Just keep going. That's such a good idea for a challenge, though.
Yeah, it's a massive group of people. It originated in Scotland, and there's a massive Facebook group called Markathon. You should join us in December, and you'll see just how much I hate it.
Yeah. So do you run as a group, or is it all online?
It's all online. Some people meet up, they do runs together, but everyone, it's your own personal challenge. There's no prizes, it's not for charity. It's just a thing. I can't remember the origin of the story, but it was this couple that did I don't know, I can't remember if it was a marathon together, and then it just evolved into this thing. There's about 9,000 people in the group.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it's good banter. And I put like a story of what my day's been like and the run and who's sponsored me that day, because last year I did it just to, send me a t-shirt and I'll wear it as extra accountability, so that I
Yeah.
can't get out of it because you've sent me a t-shirt. And it's just great banter. Like, just the people are really supportive. Although I did get banned the year before for calling someone a beast because he ran 52 miles to a football match. And I used that word as a compliment, and Facebook banned me.
Oh, that is a compliment. I
It
suppose
is a compliment. It's
some
like beast
people wouldn't
mode,
take
It's,
yeah. It's like,
I
yeah,
just couldn't
definitely.
believe it. And he wasn't offended at all. I got a 6-day ban for that.
That's quite funny. But yeah, again with the challenges though, like it is challenges are great ways to get involved in something. And then you realize, then you can decide at the end of the challenge if you want to carry it on or if you decide, no, that was enough. Like you with running, or maybe like I do 6-week challenges all the time to get people into home workouts. And more often than not, people stay on for the rest of the workouts for the rest of the year, if in
Yeah.
fact, like you can stay on as like a rolling. And sometimes it is the challenge that you need, and it's the mindset of the challenge, like, right, come on, I can do this. It's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that it's going to be hard is the key, and then but pushing through anyway. And I've always been an advocate for challenging yourself. Just even like one little thing every single day, challenge yourself, because once you do that challenge, once you do that hard thing, you are proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And that's where the sort of confidence comes from, confidence in yourself, from proving to yourself that you can do hard things. It's like, yeah, I can do that. And like when you do the 5Ks every year, you can do that challenge. And I bet you feel
I don't want
epic.
to do it, but I can.
Yeah,
Yeah. And at the end of
absolutely.
every one of it, I'm over the moon.
Yeah. And you feel epic. And I think challenging yourself is the only way that you can change yourself, definitely. Like if you're not challenging yourself every day, you're staying the same.
And what's the point in that? Life's too short.
Exactly. Exactly. So I made a
But
right to myself yesterday trying to do a muscle up at the outdoor gym.
I thought that video was
Nowhere near.
brilliant.
I am nowhere near, but I've set myself a challenge. I want to be able to do one by Christmas. So I'm gonna, rain or shine, I'm gonna be down at the outdoor gym practicing every single day
Yeah.
until I get.
I was the same with pull-ups, and in the lockdown I got a pull-up bar and I put it in front of on the living room door, so that every
Yeah,
time I walked through I would do one, or at least
yeah,
attempt to do one. And
yeah.
then I got up to 6, and then I went back to the gym and didn't have a pull-up bar.
Oh no.
So now I've been at it again, but at the gym, and now I'm back to 4. So
Mm,
that's for me, and I'm heavy, so that's
pull-ups are hard. Yeah.
pull-ups
I'm
are
currently
very hard.
I'm currently on 3 sets of 3, but apparently I need to be able to do 10 before I have the strength to do a muscle up. And I was like, oh God,
10 is hard to get to.
quite a lot. I was like, I don't think I'll be able to do that by Christmas. I might have to shred
Yes,
some
you
weight
will. Yes, you
to pull
will.
myself, get some, like, get lean as fuck just to be able to get up. So,
Do shoulder work. Do inverted handstands, because that will help you pull.
oh, I'd love to be able to do handstands properly. I need to do that. I've been doing, so going on a lower bar and holding myself up and then lowering myself down. So doing the eccentric movement, which is
Yeah.
also really beneficial for learning how to do pull-ups as well.
And
Because
just
strengthening the right.
holding and shrugging. That's something else I started doing. I did an
Yeah.
inversions workshop not that long ago. Um, so like they were teaching us how to go upside down and hold yourself, and the breathing techniques. And I think that's the thing most people forget, is to breathe.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. I think I hold my breath if I do a handstand.
Yeah, don't do that.
Interesting. Okay, next on the list,
The breath,
handstands.
the
Well,
breath is very, yeah.
this is what I do. I set myself like ridiculous challenges. It's like, oh yeah, I'll be able to do that by Christmas. And then I always pick up something else. Like loads of people always ask me, oh, what's next? What's next?
Yeah.
So
Well,
when I yeah,
if
when I
you
was
do 10 minutes a day rather than half an hour every other day, you'll improve so much faster
yeah,
because your body and your mind will pick it up because it's like 10 minutes a day is nothing.
yeah. Well, I saw my one-to-one clients, if their goal is like press ups or pull ups, I get them doing it every single day. To failure, three rounds to failure every day. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it's painful. But that is the fastest way you're going to improve, by doing something every single day. And a lot of people ask me then, are you not letting your muscles recover? Like, should you have a rest day? Surely you need a rest day. And it's like, no, because you're not really putting that particular muscle group to failure. Like doing 3 sets of 3 press-ups a day is not going to send your pecs to failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that movement is just to failure. So no, you
No.
do something every day. If you want to get better at it, you do it every day.
It's that practice, isn't it? And having that discipline to do it gives you then more confidence the next time you go to do it. And
Oh,
I always say, the more you do something, the better you'll get at it. You become stronger, your mind becomes stronger,
yeah,
and life becomes a little bit easier.
yeah, I back that. And I think what you just touched on there, like if you build it into your routine, you make the act of doing it easier as well, because it's just you just make it part of your routine, and you build
Mm.
it into like more of a ritual. Like make it intentional that is what you're going to do. That is the morning you are setting up for yourself, and then just get it done. Like I used to film 4 workouts a week, or was it? Yeah, I started off with 4 a week, and then I upped it to 5. But it's actually easier to film one every morning now, which seems bizarre because it's like I don't have a day off, but it sets me up for the day, and I feel
Mm.
epic. I know that I've filmed that workout, and then it just comes naturally, like that. It's in routine. I don't have to think about it. It's like, oh, I don't like, if I need a rest day, I just do like a 20-minute ab session. But it's
Mhm.
still the act of me getting up, going outside, which is daunting, and filming a workout in front of strangers. Like I used to do it in the comfort of my own flat in London, but now I'm here, I film them outside, and yes, there are people around me looking and like, oh, what's she doing? And just getting used to people watching is also
Yeah.
strange, but that's why I'm doing it every day. So then I don't get out of the habit. Like once you miss one, it's easier to miss a second one. Then you'll miss a
Mhm.
third one. Then that's where it spirals out of control. So my rule
It's
for
very true.
consistency is never miss 2 in a row. Like missing one is fine. Sometimes life gets in the way, but
Yeah.
never ever miss that second workout.
I have a rule of three with that. If you're 3 days out, then you're in trouble. So
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
far off. And the thing is though, it's so easy to get back into it, but people think it's hard. But when
Yeah.
you believe it to be hard, it's going to be hard.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Again, it's just it comes back to mindset every single time. Just believing that you can do it for a start. And another tip, if you are really struggling to get back on track, and maybe you have missed 4 or 5, maybe you're up to like you've missed 2 weeks now, and the thought of doing another workout is really, really daunting, just tell yourself you're just going to do 20 minutes.
Hmm.
Just like nice and easy, 20 minutes max, and then do the full one the next time around. Because a lot of people will do that and then get 20 minutes in and think, oh,
I'll
I'm doing
carry
it
on.
now. Might as
Yeah.
well carry on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you do want to stop at the 20 minutes, you've already given yourself permission to stop at the 20 minutes if you want to, so you can't feel bad
I
about
did
it.
that the other day with the Stairmaster. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with it, and
Oh
I'm supposed to do 45 minutes a day at the moment. That's what
no.
happens when you're on a cut. I know. And I thought I can't. My brain was like, no, I can't do 45 minutes. I'm going to do 20, and I'm
Yeah.
going to interval it so that
Yeah.
I get more of a hit workout. And then I was pleased with myself for having done it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. But fair enough. You did the 20 minutes. And I always think, like, with so most of my workouts are 50 minutes, and a lot of people ask me, like, oh, I don't really have time for that. And I'm like, well, just do the first 30 then. Just literally cap me off at 30 minutes. And I would rather someone did 3 or 4 30-minute workouts a week instead of trying to do all 6, or like failing and doing 2, or even just getting 1 50-minute session in. I would much rather 4 30-minute sessions throughout the week, spread it out, build it into your routine. You'll feel so much better even just doing 30 minutes a day. All the ones I'm filming at the moment are 30 minutes, and I am still dripping with sweat at the end. Yes,
It's
that's
also because
partially
you're
because
outside from where you are.
it's blazing down on me. But no, it's at like 7 a.m, so it shouldn't be that hot by then. And there is always a bit of a breeze on the coast. But
That's right. But you're
like,
absolutely right. People say I don't have time. And to me, that says this isn't a priority right now.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you always make time for the things that are a priority. And if you're sitting and scrolling, if you look at your screen time and you've scrolled Facebook for 4 hours, you've got time to do a 30-minute workout.
Yeah. I made a reel once, which did quite well, but I think that's because a lot of people were quite negative about it. Was, if you've got time to watch TV, you've got time to work out. Like, I think TV is such a mood hoover. Like, it literally
Yeah.
will just zap your mood instantly. Unless you're watching like a comedy or something, or it's like family night and you all get a takeaway together. That's fine. I can deal with that. But when people watch some of the crap that is on TV at the moment, it just zaps your energy. It'll zap your time away before you know it.
Yeah. It's awful programming, and it's called a program for a reason,
Yeah, it's so
which is
true.
why I'm trying to do this fucking puzzle at the moment.
Love a jigsaw though. It's
Oh
great.
my God, I haven't done one for ages. I did one quite a few years ago. It was called Was a Jig, as in jigsaw the wrong way round, where there's no picture, but you've got a picture of what they see from the picture you create. 1,000
Oh,
pieces. Oh my God, it was so difficult. But this
that sounds
one,
fun. That sounds fun.
it was very, very difficult. This one, like, I've had it on the floor for 3 days. And I'm just getting so frustrated. And I'm like, I can't even do the fucking edges. Like, is this what my life is? And
Oh, the edges. Oh my
I've
God. Not
managed to
even
actually put some
got not
put,
the edges
put some
yet.
wedges together today so I can fill in the middle. And I think that's a good metaphor for life. Like, we've got all of these different
Yeah,
moving parts. So sit and do the hard stuff first and do the edges, and then you
yeah,
can fill in the rest. And it's like the edges are the routine, the discipline, the making sure that you do the 30 minutes even if you don't want to. And that will give
yeah.
you a sense of accomplishment. Like I said to you on Instagram, every time I record a podcast, I feel accomplished.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. Like, this is part of the working day, but it's so much fun.
yeah.
But it is. It's like
Every-
you have accomplished something today, and it does feel nice. Yeah.
so what um I want to just talk quickly about how we met in person. I know we've met in person a couple of times, but the event that we both spoke at, which the feedback from that absolutely blew me away. How did it feel for you standing in front of a room of that many people?
Well, yeah. So just to explain to people who do, yeah, it was probably there was more than 100 people in that room, wasn't there?
There was over 100 people in the room and over 70 online.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize there was that many people online as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's by far the most people I've ever spoken to ever. A couple of weeks before that, I'd just spoken at IFS, and that was to probably 30 people. And I was sweating profusely at that one. But I don't know if that was different because I had like more stage lights. That was hard. But speaking at the event that we both spoke at, felt so natural and almost, I think, a lot easier. I don't know if it's because I'd had the previous experience and then I knew what I was talking about because it was a very similar topic, or if it was because I thought, okay, I didn't die at the first one. I can do this. And it's probably down to mindset because that first one, I didn't know if I was going to stutter or mess up, forget what I was going to say, because I'd never done anything like that before. The second time round, I felt
Your
so much.
second event was that many people.
Yes, that's
That's
how
incredible.
ridiculous it is. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't like stand there sweating or anything. And yeah, I think it went really well. The feedback was incredible. Everyone was just so nice.
Hmm.
And I think with public speaking, I used to be really, really self-conscious of my accent and like constantly worried what people were thinking about it and be like, oh my God, she sounds stupid. And I like hated it. Any opportunities at uni or work was like, no way, I am not doing that. I like rejected any sort of public speaking apart from probably this year. Those two events are the only like public speaking events that I've done. And again, it's a reframe because it's like, what can I teach these people today? Like, I
Yeah.
want these people to walk away with learning as much as possible from me. I've got 40 minutes to try and teach them as much as possible. Go.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that reframe of, oh my God, people are listening to me. What do they think I sound like? Oh, blah, 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 blah. No one actually cares what you sound like. People are more bothered about what you're trying to tell them and the message you're putting across or the course that they're learning from. So stuff
And
like this podcast.
own your accent. It's where you're from.
Exactly. And I love it now. Absolutely love it. I used to really, really dislike it and think, oh, I don't, but no, I think since living in London as well, I love the fact I have this accent and it's not budged whatsoever. I thought living in London for 4 years might have swayed it a little bit, but no, it's
No.
that is deep within now. um,
Having done Magaloo for 4 years and meeting so many people from so many different places, I used to be able to tell an accent and a little town between a little town. And I walked
mm,
past a group of lads once and said, "Are you from Cleckheaton?" And they were like, "What the fuck? How do you know
like,
that?" I said, "Was this guy supposed to be with you? Because he's a friend of mine." And it was them. It
oh,
was
yeah.
it was nuts. And then every time I'd go home to London for a weekend, I'd come back here and people would be like, "Fucking hell, I can tell you've been home."
Yeah, to be fair, people at work used to say that about me. Like, I do come back with a slightly broader
Yeah.
accent, but it's definitely still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the speaking, uh, like I would never have said yes to doing this podcast before because I'm so conscious about what people would think. But now I'm like, no, what can I teach people?
Hmm.
And that is so fulfilling. Like even just if my story helps one person, it's job well done in my eyes. So
Yeah. I think that too. Like once you put the onus on them, it takes
yeah,
the pressure off of you. Like you're there to help. And most people want you to succeed. Like I
yes,
still get nervous before every talk, before every podcast. I'm like,
breathe. Yeah,
and breathe. And I still shake sometimes, depending on the event. And
Yeah,
I had the shakes at that event, and I picked up the water, and I was like, "Holy shit! I'm going to put that down. I'm actually going to mention this."
yeah. But then, yeah, again, addressing it is also key, because I think at one point I was like, yeah, I'm standing here shaking like a shitting dog, but that's okay. And it's like sometimes just addressing it, because other people can clearly see that it's happening. Like
Yeah.
for the IFS one, I literally had sweat dripping down my face, and it was so close to my eyes. In my head, I was like, if that goes in my eye, I am fucked. Like this. But just address it. I was like, I'm clearly sweating profusely here, but like sometimes just addressing it makes everyone else settle as well, because they've clearly noticed it. Like I know that they know. But yeah, we were both quite nervous before that event, weren't we?
Yes.
But everyone was just so friendly.
But I think nerves are important with things like that because it shows that you care.
Yeah,
And
100%.
when you care, you deliver better. Like honestly, I was backed into a corner at the end of that with everybody talking to me, and that just made me realize, fucking hell, yeah, you are really good at what you do, and I knew that anyway. But it's that reminder, and that's why I think it is important to share your story and to do podcasts and to do speaking and to share what you've overcome so that
Yeah,
it's normalized for other people so that when they come to having their challenges, they can go, well, hang on a minute, Lou's moved to Australia, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like I can do things too.
yeah, I definitely think that. With my group challenges, I always say, if you're struggling with something, put it in the group, because chances are, like every single time, someone else in the group will be having that exact same struggle. So just preach it, and someone else will either latch onto it, or it'll reassure someone else, or they'll be like, oh my God, that was me 2 months ago. Don't worry, do this and this, push through. And just putting yourself out there and posting stuff in the group sometimes, or reaching out to someone who you know is going to help, will help you get there. Like it sounds ridiculous, but like with my one-to-ones, I'm like, I can't read your mind. If you're struggling, you need
You
to
need
tell
to
me.
tell me. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I can't help you. Like I'm a good coach, but I'm not that good. I can't read your mind.
Can't read your mind.
But even if a part of a coaching program or not, like reaching out to someone is one of the key tips. Just reach out to
Yeah.
anyone who you think can help if you're struggling.
Asking for help
Even if
makes you
it's,
stronger, you know.
yeah,
I
even if
used to
it's
think the
just,
complete opposite, and you don't want to admit that you need help. Whereas now I'm like, who can I phone today?
I think asking for help is showing that you're struggling, but also if you're struggling, that means you're growing. Like,
Yeah,
so it's definitely a benefit if you're asking for help, because it means you're doing something hard, which means it's going to be worth it at the end. Like,
yeah.
there's no point doing something if it's just going to be easy. Like, I think sometimes when it gets really hard, I like to remind myself that hard things, like, it's going to be worth it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
If you set yourself a hard goal, and yes, it's bloody hard to work towards, it'll be so much worth. It's like it'll be so worth it when you get there. So just remind yourself that on the journey, but also
Yeah.
remember to enjoy the journey as well, because that's often the best bit. Like, yes, getting to the finish line is always amazing, but it's actually like whenever
Enjoy the process. That's part of life, isn't it? And
yeah,
life's too short to be miserable. That's something I say so often. Um, and I think once you accept that things are hard, they become easier
oh,
in a
100%.
strange roundabout way. You're like, this is fucking hard, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like not sort of suppress your feelings, but like push away the feelings that are telling you to stop and just keep going. I think understanding that it's going to be hard is key,
Yeah.
but knowing that you are more than capable of getting there is also key.
And the more you do, the better you become and the stronger you become. And
Yeah,
I like that, challenging yourself and doing things and, make life more difficult for yourself.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I made myself, my life is so difficult. I mean, obviously, I can go to the beach, but I can't now. It's raining today. If that makes anyone feel better about me being in Australia, it's raining today. So
That's
hence why I'm
fine.
saying,
Do you know what? I like it when it rains because it waters the plants, and that in turn feeds our food.
that's true though. That is very true.
We have
Oh
to be
yeah.
grateful, even though you don't want it at the time. I'm in Mallorca and it is windy as hell. It is so windy this
So,
week, and it's
yeah.
annoying me because I wanted to get the last of the summer sun and get my tan back. So,
Get my tan on. Yeah, that's what I've been prioritizing this first week. Definitely
oh,
getting the
definitely.
tan.
So what's the plan for the year there then? Because you've
So
got a challenge coming up soon, haven't you?
yes, so my next challenge is on the 13th of November. So if this goes out before,
Before, yes, it will be.
fantastic. You can come join.
Excellent timing.
You can get more information at theexerciseengineer.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram. There's an application form if you want to fill that in, just to check that it's right for you. The plan for this year for me is to work my butt off and help as many people as I can while I'm doing it. It's sort of like not like a tester to see if I can do it, but I've never been fully self-employed before. So it's a test for myself to see if A, I can just work for myself and make it work. B, that I want to actually do this. Like,
Mhm.
I think obviously I'm going to want to do this. Like, I don't think that's going to backfire. But also to, yeah, help as many people as I can while I'm out here. So I've got my one-to-one coaching, which has already taken off, and I'm like so excited about that. And then I've got my 6-week challenge, which are all home workouts, but there are gym workouts in there if you want as well. A few of my current challenges I've built running into their programs as well. So just for those people who want a little bit of the hybrid mode, all you need for the workouts is literally one kettlebell. You can get two if you want, but most of the time I just use one. And then yeah, it comes with like a recipe book, nutrition, coaching. And over the year, I just want to try and develop that program to the best that it can be. So at the end of each one, I'm going to get feedback, and then
Keep
it's
improving.
so hard. Feedback though, how do you approach feedback? Because people are so positive all the time. They want to be like, oh my God, yeah, this is amazing, this is amazing. I'm like, no, I want critical feedback. How do I make this better? And they're like, oh, I don't really know.
I get
And
a
I'm
lot
like,
of that.
do you want to add this? And they're always like, yeah. Do you want
Yeah.
this? Yeah. Like
It's
people don't
almost like
necessarily know what
they
they,
don't know what they need all of the
yeah.
time.
So,
So my
so
mastermind, for example, I've had 3 people on that say it was the best decision they've ever made in their life to join. I'm like, you're married
yeah.
with kids, fuck me, right? And then I asked for feedback, and it's like, there isn't anything you could do better. But then when I recommend we do something else, so we added co working sessions in every other week, then people
Yeah.
have got that focus session. Then they've got access to one calls if they need it. They might not want to have that conversation in the room. And then it's
Yeah.
what value can I add? And if it is frustrating when people are just praising you,
Yeah.
as nice as it is, because we always want to improve because that's the kind of people that we are. So it's just saying, I'm not going to be offended if there's something you're not happy with. I want to
Mm.
make sure I'm delivering the best thing for you. So please do give me the correct things that you're thinking, or where you feel that I could improve so that I can deliver better for you. Um,
Yeah.
and I did that once. It was ages ago. And I gave them what I thought they wanted, and it wasn't what they wanted. And then it was the anniversary of my nan passing away, so my brain just went. And then I had to go back to these people and
Oh,
explain. I've done this for you. because this is what I thought you wanted because you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
So just keep asking and ask them to do it anonymously if it makes them feel better. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a
you
good
can
idea.
do is it Survey Monkey or Google Forms where they don't have to put their name. Just say if that makes you feel better, that I don't know that it's you, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I'll go the anonymous route, I think.
Yeah.
And then
And if they
I've already
understand
found
it,
it's like how like I won't be offended. Like I'm trying to make this better. Tell me. But I suppose it's good if people are like, no, it's amazing. It's exactly what you sold it as. Like it's exactly what I was expecting. I've got the results that I wanted. So I guess if people are getting results,
then
that's the main point.
that's good
Yeah.
feedback, exactly. And then you know you're doing the right thing. So keep doing the things
Yeah.
that are working.
Yeah. One thing that I have changed for this upcoming group challenge is I've added in 3 one-to-one sessions as well to sort of see how that works because I do have slightly more time now. I'm not an engineer. So I'm just sort of seeing if that would make the results even better by adding those in and having, so the week 1, we have a group call. Then week 2, I do a one-to-one check in week 3. And then it's like, it staggers like that. So over
Oh,
the
nice.
6 weeks, you get 3 of each, 3 groups, and then 3 one-to-ones. So we'll see how that goes, but I think it's going to make it better. And I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for you. It sounds like a great challenge. So anybody listening or watching, make sure you do online stalk Lou because in-person stalking is not okay, but online is.
Or if you're in Sydney, say hey. Currently in Sydney, so you might not be able to
We are
stalk me from where.
listened, we are listened to in over 110 countries. So, you know, my cousin lives in Sydney too. Maybe I should put you in touch.
Oh, fab. Yeah, absolutely. I'm always up for a coffee
Gonna
or
say
a run.
I haven't seen him for years, but you can.
Does he run?
He does. He does.
We'll go for a nice run and coffee. Sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. So where can people find you, follow you, and online stalk you? The best place?
Um,
I know we've said it
all,
already,
all,
but
yeah,
say it again.
all social media platforms. Mainly Instagram is the one at the Exercise Engineer. And then I've got a YouTube channel as well, and I've got my own podcast, which, with your permission, I'm going to upload this to as well.
Of course you can, absolutely.
And that's called everything is just called the Exercise Engineer. If in doubt, just type in the Exercise Engineer, the Exercise Engineer.
We've got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. That's so that I know. No,
The exercise engineer.
yeah, because people are like, oh, but what was it? The fitness. I'm like, no, no. So yeah,
EE, exercise engineer.
lots of ease.
I love it. So if you could give people one top tip to be more confident in themselves, what would it be?
Oh,
Sorry, but not sorry.
I know. Something we already. It's okay. This is something I did just before leaving London. I haven't done it yet here, but choose a tough task, like one little thing that you can do every single day that's hard. A good example is a cold shower. So it's brutal, but if you prove to yourself that you can do that hard thing and you do it every single day, that will build the confidence that you have in yourself that you can do hard things. And when you do need to approach a stranger, or if someone turns around and says, hey, Lou, do you want to run a marathon in 2 weeks? You do have, obviously, it's because I'm trained, but like, don't say yes if you're not trained. But you have that confidence in yourself that you can do it because you can do hard things mentally. That's the approach I'd go with that one.
I
One
like
tiny,
that.
one
One
tiny
thing
thing.
every day. I love that. A few years ago, I did something I called Natalie Scared May, and I did one thing every day that scared me, and Facebook
Yes.
Lived it all. And by the end of it, I felt invincible.
Yeah.
And just doing those difficult things, and then realizing, oh wait, I didn't die.
Yeah.
Although I did nearly get stuck up a tree.
It's all right. You got back out.
Dan, you're gonna have to call the fire brigade, mate. I can't get down.
Oh, that's funny. Oh dear. I
Climbing
won't
up's
ask.
easy. Getting
Yeah,
down, that was the
yeah,
hard bit.
I've done that. That's the same as climbing ropes. So I joined a CrossFit team for a little bit, and we had to learn how to climb a rope. Easy going up, getting back down is the hardest bit. So just focus on the climb, and
Yep.
then don't worry about the rest. It's fine.
On that note, I'm going to let you enjoy your day. Thank you very much for joining us. To all the listeners, thank you for listening. Please make sure you share it with your friends, family, loved ones, and even the people you don't like, because everybody needs help.
That's true. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed that. Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure. Me too. Thank you very much. And we will see you listeners on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.